Not sure who's on the play. Maybe still thinking about mulligans? All right, Phil's on the play. Floated Strand pass. Lands versus Miracles. This should get interesting.
I will. So these are. Oh my god.
Okay, a Mox Diamond on the stack. After a Savannah. Discard Urza's Saga. Do we have Loam? Expiration, okay. Force of Will, pitching Lorien revealed. Expiration, worth countering, I would say. It's countered. Now Elvish Reclaimer, okay. Is it worth it to flip the order of casting Reclaimer and Exploration? I'm trying to think right now. You cast Reclaimer first. I don't know. Yeah, I guess it doesn't matter. Claire pointing out that you could just Swords the Reclaimer.
That's good.
Yeah.
Yep. Take 3, 4. Yes.
Mirror pointing out if you Reclaimer first and they don't counter it, you at least get a read that they have Plow in hand. Yeah. I mean, we're assuming here that both players know what the other is on as the game begins, which they did, but, you know. Force of Fill, if it wasn't Force of Fill, rather, maybe it would be a different situation.
Yeah.
The plural of terminuses is the plural of terminus is terminuses. Harain, thank you for the sub.
Undercity is the other one that one that you have on man.
Blast Zone, okay. I don't know if Blast Zone is going to matter too much in this game. It might. I don't know.
Lands are nice. They're nice.
Okay, that is Shadow Spear. And now a Sphere of Resistance. That will resolve. Counterbalance. Had to pay 1 extra for it. It resolves. So Force of Fill might start countering some stuff. Life from the Loam. Trigger. Counterbalance. Loam is countered. All right, Kaio was moving a little too quickly. Didn't realize that Phil revealed a card on top. 1 card left in Kaio's hand. Pass the turn.
Seeing what we can do. That was insane because as I was looking at that, I was like, maybe I should have gone to breakfast.
Jay says, I'm thinking about playing MTG. I've played Yu-Gi-Oh! Since its release. Okay, that seems like you're at a big crossroads in your life right now. Loam gets dredged. Thespian Stage into the graveyard I saw. Deduce in response to Loam. It's a clue on top of the deck. Fetching with Flooded Strand. Mystic Sanctuary.
Mystic Sanctuary target movie.
Okay.
Mystic Sanctuary putting Deduce on top to counter Life from the Loam. Alright, Force of Fill will now draw the Deduce that we knew about. There's a clue on the battlefield represented by the Yu-Gi-Oh card. Hey, we were just talking about Yu-Gi-Oh in the chat.
It's a clue token.
Force of Fill has some Yu-Gi-Oh experience. Deduce, make another clue. Play a volcanic island and pass the turn.
Two.
Two cards in Force of Phil's hand. Trying to dredge Loam again. Well, there's no response to that. Dark Depths, Pajuka Bog into the graveyard. Trying to Loam again, revealing Misty Rainforest. This time it looks like it will resolve. Urza Saga, Dark Depths, and Thespian Stage all return to hand. Pretty good. Loam goes to the graveyard. Guess we're going to drop Urza Saga here.
I'll crack a clue.
All right, a clue got cracked to draw a card there. Misty Rainforest was the top card of the deck. Now there's an Urza Saga on the battlefield. The artifact under Sphere of Resistance is Shadow Spear. I believe that's a Lord of the Rings version. Ponder now for Phil.
My favorite, one of my most I was playing Tron and Modern.
Turn.
Misty Rainforest pass.
Each draw was a Tron.
Dredge, Swords, Yavamaya, Crop Rotation. So really just not going to need Swords to Plowshares in this game, so that's fine. Urza Saga ticks up.
No.
Yeah, Sphere will also tax the Miracles as they're cast with Miracle. All right, Kyle plays Thespian Stage. Urza Saga has 2 lore counters on it. Looks like Phil's holding Jace the Mind Sculptor. Maybe it's not time for Jace yet with the Urza Saga about to start pumping out constructs. Pass the turn. Make a construct.
Like the problem with Cameo is that
Yeah.
like there's a combo. And then like the synergy with clues and saga tokens.
Yeah, for the turn.
Yep.
Trigger on the stack.
I'll be honest.
I will create another token.
Yeah. I mean, you haven't lost any life yet, right?
You have to look to see.
Oh, I didn't even realize life totals weren't showing, but nobody has lost any life yet, except for Phil, I guess. Sorry about that, folks.
Shot the trigger on the stack.
That you're like, oh, so this is a no-brainer.
You have 2 tokens, but with the before you search.
Yeah.
Before the search, Mystic Sanctuary. Terminus goes to the top of the deck. Kaio has 2 constructs. There's a die on top of that face-down green sleeve card right now representing 2 constructs. It looks like Force of Phil's plan is to crack a clue and cast Terminus, so the constructs are probably going to be irrelevant. Kaio now searching the deck for an artifact to put onto the battlefield where there's a Saga. And let's see what he chooses. Will it be Pip-Boy 3000? I don't think so. But it could be. Okay, just going for an expedition map that will help tutor up a land at some point potentially. Do we have anybody watching that has seen Doctor Who and or Fallout cards at local events in their area? And what Fallout or Doctor Who cards have you seen the most on legacy tables in your area? Does anybody have answer to that question in the Twitch chat or the YouTube comments? Fallout, Doctor Who, what are we seeing?
One shoot. Six. So attacking for six.
3 mana whenever your opponent searches.
All right, Force of Phil casting the Terminus off the top of the deck after cracking a clue. So people have seen pre-war formalware. I've seen that one around. That's probably the card I've seen the most. The Sloth, Lumbering Mega Sloth. Pip-Boy and 8-cast. Okay.
Reveal.
So would you say, people of the chat, people of the YouTube comments, if you're going to sign up for a Legacy event, the most likely cards you're going to see from those sets, Doctor Who and Fallout, are Lumbering Mega Sloth pre-war formalware? Are those the ones you're going to see most likely? If you had to make a prediction on that. All right, Jace the Mind Sculptor.
This is where the fourth dude.
Yes.
So they just like get back.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But instead,
Yeah, it looks like pre-war formalware is the most commonly seen one, we were saying.
And the weird thing is, though, like, if I choose respect to
In response to the last counter, I'm going to cast a spell, so you'll have a target. Oh, no, that won't work. That won't work.
Claire says, I think 8-cast and big mana colorless of different styles definitely due for a resurgence right now. What makes you say that? Another Urza Saga for Kyo. Jace the Mind Sculptor is on the board right now. Force of Phil. Gonna brainstorm. Looks like Phil's holding Swords to Plowshares. Has ways to beat Marit Lage potentially.
One at a time.
Deduce on top?
Okay, Mystic Sanctuary putting Deduce on top.
I'll move to your upkeep.
well, I have like I can see you a spell that you with veil and also yes, that's it.
All right, looks like Kyle thinking about some end step actions. All right, cracking expedition map. What will we find this time? Yeah, Force of Phil's consistently tweaking and working on this Miracles list, I would say. The list is posted in our Discord server for anyone interested. Couple of new cards I've seen in the deck. I think I played against Phil, and Phil had Wrath of the Skies. Phil had... Phil had mentioned trying... All right, Boseiju is in hand now. Boseiju looks like it's going to hit Counterbalance. Brainstorm in response.
I should have done that instead of doing the ball paper was I was like, draw.
Phil taking advantage possibly of Beseju allowing a shuffle here by brainstorming, getting rid of some cards he doesn't need. Nice play. And Phil will find a basic planes.
I think I'm gonna play all the set. I'm gonna draw
Yeah, yeah. That was my draw. Yeah, you could get locked out of the draw before you turn one verse.
You'll be on the play soon.
I even brought it
Urza Saga ticks up to 2. Once again, that's Sphere of Resistance, and then underneath that is Shadow Spear on Kaio's side.
That was just 2 games or 3 games?
Has a Blast Zone in the top center of your screen. Top left of your screen, I should say. Wasteland now. Wasteland, unlikely to be super relevant. Just passes the turn. Kind of, Kaio has given up on Life from the Loam in the graveyard for now. Counterbalance.
Keep her instead because you have 1 less life and you still have 3-2.
That's going to resolve.
Yeah, 3-2.
I had been.
well, I mean, I still would have. I tried to ponder first. I would have actually hit the Birdman step out of this.
All right, end step making some constructs. There's a construct.
Yep.
Okay, now going to dredge this time. Horizon Canopy, Pithing Needle, and Wasteland.
I mean, not for me, but.
So now Urza Saga about to tick up to chapter 3. To make a construct. Thinking about what lands to tap. Okay. So a die on the construct token, so 2 constructs. There are 3 3s.
Like way too specific. Something Derek would do.
Because when something sick one's out.
Yeah, thank you. Appreciate it.
We noted.
So this
Okay, Phil replaced them with Yu-Gi-Oh cards, so now it's a little bit more clear. It was kind of funny. All right, so Urza Saga pops before combat. Kyle forgot about that for a moment. Gonna search the deck now and find. Will it be Pip-Boy 3000?
What are you playing that deck?
Yeah, just get you guys have a.
Yeah. They scam you and then reanimate your guy. You're left with nothing, and they have you initially. This is terrible.
I had that happen to me. We're also playing like for that. I mean, what is
It'll be a Soul Guy and Lantern thinking about what to choose with its ETB ability. Terminus. Terminus is gone. Well, now Phil is at risk of losing the entire graveyard if he tries to Mystic Sanctuary. There are no fetches on the battlefield right. Oh no, there is 1 fetch on the battlefield right now. My mistake. It's the bottom land of the pile, Flooded Strand. So a Swords to Plowshare is on a construct. Kaio gains 5 life.
subtraction between 6 and 1
6 life, actually. Four cards in Force of Phil's hand. Guess we're going to go for Life and Alone. Counterbalance trigger, reveal the deuce. I guess with the counterbalance on the board for a while, Kyle gave up on loaming. Here's an Urza Saga, but now a counterbalance is back on the board, and Phil managed to get a 2 on top again. Phil's going to activate Jace, take a look at the top card of Kaio's deck. It usually means once they start ticking up that they feel like they have you in a good spot and their hand can beat anything that you can do. So let's see how this plays out. Phil might be working on closing out this game with Jace. Okay, dredging Loam again. Ghost Quarter, Life from the Loam, Savannah.
12 go per hand. This goes to 2.
Where's the Saga? Ticks up to 2. Kyle's been able to make a lot of constructs in this game, but so far Phil's been able to deal with them. Here's Dark Depths. Did Kyle just miss an attack here? Or did I miss something? I think the attack was missed. Should have just swung at Jace. That's not good. Unless there's something I'm missing. Pass the turn.
And stop. Wasteland for white sources.
Okay, end step wasting a Tundra. Make a construct.
I was honestly kind of surprised I should have even like the 12
Yeah.
And
just take it.
Okay.
Okay, putting a counter on Blast Zone. So maybe Blast Zone will pop and try to kill Counterbalance here, but it will also blow up Sphere of Resistance, which is mildly interesting. Urza Saga ticks up to the final chapter once again. Force of Phil, Hype Train Conductor in the chat. Was that a mistake? Made a construct, then tapped the Saga for mana. I missed what you guys are talking about. Made a construct, then tapped it for mana. I'm not sure.
Yeah, but you can't make 3 tokens off of 1 Urza Saga.
no, I replayed it. So last time I had 2 tokens that attacked you.
Oh, I see. Okay. Yeah.
This is still
Sure. That's fine.
maybe.
I got it. You're good. You're fine. You're fine. Go ahead.
I'm kind of not sure what happened here, but now there are 3 tokens. And Phil appears to be in agreement on that.
This one. So search.
Yes.
I think I'm missing that.
No, this might have been the one that you did.
Because I had 2, I attacked with the
you played
no
it, huh?
summoning sick, and then I created an end step. So maybe I played 2 Urza Sagas in a row.
I guess so.
If you know it's, so I'm gonna take Mox down. We're gonna throw away Tabernacle.
Discarding a Tabernacle to Mox Diamond, it looks like. After Mox Diamond is found with Urza Saga, Kaio's deck running low here in Game 1. This is still Game 1, and players are in agreement that there are 3 constructs on the battlefield now, and I'm not sure that's correct, but that's where we are. Constructs are attacking.
5, 6, 7, 8.
They are 8/8s. And I think they're attacking Phil. And treat the angels on top of the library. Okay. This is getting interesting. Yeah, there should be attacks on this brainstorm.
Change the miracle list.
That's kind of the fun of the deck is you try your best. See if it works. No magic.
2 angels.
2 angels, yeah.
2 angels. Okay, so wait a minute. 2 mana from the brainstorm. I can't even count right now.
Okay.
Okay, Twitch chat says 2 angels is correct. Okay, playing Bajuka Bog now. Phil thinking about responding.
Yeah, maybe I should just held off. Yeah, that was bad. That was a small.
All right, fetching now. Mystic Sanctuary. You can just put Entreat on top.
Okay.
Yeah, this game has been grindy as heck. Romario in the chat, is this a VOD from pre-pandemic Legacy? Maybe. Maybe. Entreat goes on top of the library. Bajuka Bog resolves. Phil loses the entire graveyard, which hurts quite a bit.
No, but I do.
There was also a Soul Guide Lantern that could have been popped there, but Kyle didn't take that opportunity.
Shooting to the side. Usually I
Here's Life from the Loam. Force of Will. Pitching. Lorien revealed. Pay the tax. It's countered.
I'll make 6 angels.
All right. Phil makes 6 angels. If Jace minuses, bounces a construct. Let's just think about this. Whenever I try to think about plays, the plays just get made before I could even come to a conclusion. So Jace is just going to brainstorm, so never mind.
I'll fetch one. There's like one way. Slows you down. It makes the deck bad.
This was the final round at Monday Night Legacy as well, so this is pushing into the late evening. So some things are getting missed here, and let's be a little forgiving in the comment section. I would say.
Yeah, so it should be a6. You gotta fetch.
I fetched one to give you
I'll dredge.
Or else, man.
Dredging Loam. Look like a Dark Depths into the yard with 2 fetches, it looked like. Okay, Life from the Loam. Deduce revealed on top of the library with counterbalance. It is countered.
If I don't find that though, or late on my
Phil continues to maintain a counterbalance lock on Loam for the most part. There's 3 constructs on Kaio's side represented by that green sleeve and 2 Yu-Gi-Oh cards. And they're quite big, as you can tell. I believe 8/8s, all 3 of them.
Well, you can't re-choose the modes.
No, I cannot. Just
If Jace had bounced one of these constructs, maybe... it's so tricky because of Merit Lage as well. All right, just going to trade roll constructs, it turns out. They're 8/8s.
Yeah, this was a very not good lane.
All right, so angels and constructs all gone. No tokens left. I believe Kyle's hand has a Sajiri step and an Urza. Okay, an Urza Saga. Another Urza Saga has made its way to the board. Kind of lost track right now whether these are exact copies of Urza Saga we saw earlier in this game or not, but there's an Urza Saga again. All right, Jace is getting activated, and it looks like we're going to plus this time. Take a look at the top card of his own deck.
Is there?
Left it on top, pass the turn. Kaio thinking now. All right, takes no actions, doesn't go to make Merit Lage, draws instead of dredges this time.
I haven't even been a participant. I'll go to find. This was a. Oh, sorry.
Oh, maybe that was a Caracas in hand, not a Sajiri step. So a Caracas gets played. Maybe I was wrong about there being a Sajiri step. Adding 2 counters now to Blast Zone. Going to attempt to go after Jace, possibly. And making a construct.
Thank you.
This triple point, I don't think you should your life. I know, you're right. I mean, I'm definitely. Okay. Yeah.
Blast Zone to blow up Jace the Mind Sculptor. Not a play we see often, but might happen in this game. Jace is at 9 loyalty right now. It looks like. All right, making a construct before Urza Saga pops once again, it looks like.
So this should tap. So should be able to search. Do I have anything here that
I will take down
Mox.
Yep.
Maze of Ith.
Okay, another Mox Diamond, discarding Maze of Ith. Don't really need that. Thespian Stage is tapped right now. Kaio has yet to try to equip this Shadow Spear. I guess it hasn't really been super relevant so far. Attacking with an 8/8 again, it looks like. Swords on the construct. Missed the tax on Sphere of Resistance here, but that's okay. Let's see what Kaio's plan is. All right, gonna pop Blast Zone. It looks like.
If only.
All right, Jace is shot down. For a little bit, it looked like Jace was going to get there, but I mean, I didn't even consider the possibility of Blast Zone eventually ticking up and taking out that Jace. It just wasn't on my radar, but that's what happened. Brain Surge now resolves. Draw 4, put 2 back. Looks like a Terminus is in the mix. Phil has a Force of Will in hand. This is still game 1. Somehow. Terminus. Get rid of the construct.
Where are you at? You're at 25.
Doesn't kill me, but it does kill my whole deck again.
Oh, this one's too.
You have cards in hand? Nope.
Endurance
Yeah, it's possible that Kaio should have gone for a Thespian Stage copying Saga earlier in this game. But I don't really know. I mean, on the replay, maybe it would be easier for me to notice, like, at what point that should have been done, but it felt like Kaio was, like, using up mana all the time so far. Sphere of Resistance, Exploration, and a Wasteland. Gonna try and loam here. And Deduce revealed on top again.
I play yours in Saga, so
Loam is countered.
Does that make sense?
Now another Thespian Stage, pass the turn. Phil is holding a Prismatic Ending, which... Okay, that is another Brain Surge for anybody wondering. The Prismatic Ending, which can potentially deal with a Merit Ledge if needed. Only at sorcery speed, though, of course. So an end-step Merit Ledge wouldn't be able to be a valid target for that. Does Phil have swords in hand still? I'm not sure. If Phil doesn't have a sword, there could be a window here for Merit Ledge to get in there. I can't really tell what's in Phil's hand, though. All right, so fetching. There are no more Mystic Sanctuaries left. Going to go for a Tundra. All 4 Mystic Sanctuaries are on the board. Mystic Sanctuary, a key part of this Miracles list that Phil is playing.
Heal his Bowmaster and then like I draw
I think it goes here.
Yeah.
you also play Retrofit. I thought about that one. I do want to try that one. I just don't want to copy yet. Yeah. Shuffle. I used to play
I'm feeling pretty good. I'm to the 4th. I'm feeling great.
Okay, another Jace the Mind Sculptor. Now a Brainstorm. It looks like both players' libraries are getting kind of small. Okay. Now a ponder after the Jace Brainstorm. Leave them on top. Draw a card.
I'm leaving that open.
I get what mana you use to cast the
I
I thought Phil gestured to pass a turn, but it looks like we're on hold here. All right, so thinking about an end-step play. Sacking Soul Guide Lantern to draw a card. Okay.
I'm playing off I don't know if this was correct.
Okay, looks like we're going for Marit Lage. There's Marit Lage.
Well, yeah.
Okay, Phil has the sword, so gonna gain a whole bunch of life here up to 54 and pass the turn.
I instead decided to take one break.
No Dredge of Loam this time. Jace plus Counterbalance kind of shuts that off for the moment. All right, another copy of Dark Depths. Phil goes to 12 with this fetch.
I don't like that. I played Delver for a bit and I was like, oh.
This Dark Depths and Thespian stage are pretty scary. Yeah, this is a slog, I would say.
I'm going to be shooting you.
Would you rather watch a game like this or a game that's over in 5 minutes?
Island was in my Go ahead. Hey,
Cards?
Would you rather watch this or the game the game where I got ran over by Dreadnought? Earlier on today's stream, I got completely destroyed.
I've done that.
Yeah, I have no idea. I'm pretty sure I didn't play it.
I had 11.
Yeah, we've had some big wins for Dreadnought on stream this week.
I'm gonna move to combat. I guess
Yeah, this game is bad.
all-
Infinitely
yeah,
hard.
No, you're not out of it.
I found an avenue.
Yeah.
I'm going to. Hey.
Phil trying to figure this out. This is still game one. It's kind of unbelievable. Deduce. Hold priority. Thwart deduce. Return the Mystic Sanctuaries. Okay, so 3 Mystic Sanctuaries went back to hand. Deduce is countered.
I'm saying I don't swing with everything.
Land for turn.
How many do I swing with?
I'll get it.
So you're gonna kill 2 of them.
Mystic Sanctuary. Put swords on top.
Go ahead.
That was one way to get your swords back.
Hey, I don't know.
So now Kaio has to consider, is it worth making a Marilage? And Kaio has decided the answer is no.
I'm going to. So if I swing you with 9.
I figured it
That's,
out. This one.
that's 18. So you
Counter.
block 3.
Life for Alone, Counterbalance on the stack, Brain Surge.
I do want to.
I appreciate that. I mean, this is like a pretty big decision here.
Deduce revealed, Life in Alone is countered.
You have a 3?
What's up?
Did you have a 3?
A 3 that I could put back?
Yeah.
Yeah, I did.
Okay, so Kaio has scooped it up. Phil takes game 1. Kyle wondering if you had a 3 to put back on top, and the answer was yes, there was a Brain Surge in the yard. Mystic Sanctuary could put that back on top. We have completed game 1, folks. Moving on to game 2. There can't be that much more time on the clock, right?
How you feel there?
I mean, if Kaio bum rushes Phil with a Marit Lage here, this could be a heck of a match. 1 card on the bottom for each, it looked like. Mulligans.
Oh, but I didn't know that you had green sense here.
I do buy
Mox.
Yeah.
Mox Diamond, discarding Riftstone Portal. Okay. Savannah. Life from the Loam. I'm not going to bring that back, right? No targets for Loam. Just throw it in the trash. Get the dredging up and running. Flooded Strand. Going to dredge Loam here. Loam. Wasteland, Swords. Okay, not the best dredge, but can get the engine going, as I said. Force pitching Jace on the first life in the loam of this game.
That's right. Because if
Windswept Heath passed the turn.
you in the counter your things, there is the opportunity cost.
Jukabog, Wasteland, Sphere. Force of Negation, pitching Force of Will now on Life from the Loam, so that one is exiled. There's still a copy of Life from the Loam in the graveyard. Now a Fetch and Soulguy Lantern. It looks like Kaio is Hellbent, but has a Life from the Loam to dredge in the yard.
I guess the line is clearly exile all your opponents. I have to because then you're maybe
AP says just kind of sad that there haven't been any Serendib or Freets on stream recently. Yeah. I don't know.
I understand why number 3 was or Uro. And I'm like step 3 makes way more sense.
All right, Life in the Loam, Dredge, Crucible of Worlds, Choke, and Urza Saga. Phil, so far happy to see a lot of these non-land cards that have been milled, I would say. Another Force of Negation pitching Brain Surge. Life in the Loam is countered and exiled. Wow. Phil way ahead now in this game, I feel like. Kaio Hellbent, both Loams exiled. Just a Soulguy Lantern on the board and 2 sad lands and a Mox Diamond. An excellent start to game 2 for Phil. Deduce. Make a clue and draw a card.
Reference a Lord of the Rings, like he didn't reference any Lord of the Rings. Well, yeah,
I guess the thing is you will have to wait until a set that has worked, right? That's the...
Deafening Silence. Okay, that could slow things down a little bit. Phil won't be able to, like, instant speed Brainstorm and then Terminus or anything like that. Could get interesting. Horizon Canopy. Okay. Ghost Quarter past the turn. A Fetch for Phil. Not going for Mystic Sanctuary just yet. Oh, maybe. Okay. It will be a Tundra this time. Gonna save the basics for later, I guess, now that we see Ghost Quarter on the other side of the table. Phil managed to exile 2 copies of Life from the Loam early in this game. That was huge. Brain Surge now.
Oh, it's a stupid game anyway.
How does that?
Well,
Oh, yeah.
At least you drank all.
Well,
He's not
won a game.
Okay, now a Mystic Sanctuary. Gonna put Deduce on top. And maybe a Counterbalance. Yep, there's Counterbalance. Okay, that was only 1 spell. Okay.
Player and force deck, I think.
For a second, I thought I had to call the judge. All right, Urza Saga for Kaio. That's not too bad. That's something. Soulguy Lantern didn't get popped there. Not sure if it's worth it just to exile what's in the graveyard right now. Maybe wait for like a Terminus or a Swords or something. Urza Saga ticks up. Exploration. That's not too bad.
They were like the best part. Like they held down their foot so well for you.
Exploration's
So,
fine.
like, well, yeah, Vivo came down at the end though. I just
All right, Phil cracking a Fetch. Another Mystic Sanctuary.
you had Earth. I had to do something. Earth's gonna bury me. They just sit around.
Well, I'm not sure what was selected, unfortunately, but Soulguy Lantern was activated in response to counter the Mystic Sanctuary's ability.
I did have 11 guys. I guess I could have tried to play defense, but I mean, it's just
Lorien revealed. All right, draw 3. Pretty good.
functional in paper play.
Kyle can start making some constructs now. They're going to be small for now. Maybe. Oh, I just heard time called, so this is turn 0.
Technique, both masters, both other guys.
Okay, Phil had to discard the hand size. Terminus was discarded.
Untap. Draw. Triggers. Trigger not
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, the force were just—they've been awesome pretty much all day. They didn't.
Okay. Now Kyle will search. So how big are these constructs right now? They're 3/3s, about to become 4/4s, it looks like. There's 16 power for Phil. Phil could be in range of getting run over by constructs. Terminus in the yard means that Mystic Sanctuary can find it.
all in, if you can box, you can just dash me. If you go halfway in, you're never gonna win. So I'll slowly pick off the creatures.
There you go. Sorry, just see if we can die this game.
No, yeah, you're right. One way or
push
another. I mean, you did me down the
one,
ramp,
two,
so I couldn't go all the way. You're right.
four.
I should have picked the line.
Okay, I believe Pithing Needle named Jace the Mind Sculptor. Sorry that wasn't heard on the audio. Wasteland comes in. Waste Tundra, that makes sense. We know from game 1 that Phil has a basic plains in the yard, but Ghost Quarter... The plan here, possibly, if you're Kyle, is to cut Phil off of white. Mystic Sanctuary, put Terminus on top.
Yes.
That's kind of.
Now Ghost Quarter can force a shuffle.
Mine's a strong word.
And then you do something yourself. So I did everything except.
Realistically, if I hadn't scooped there, I guess you're the British deed, so you would have won.
I'm sure Phil sees that. There is a one spell per turn maximum here.
Okay, then.
Okay.
One card in Kaio's hand. Phil's at 12. Gonna pass the turn. This is going to be turn 2. Crop rotation, sacking forest, counterbalance trigger. Phil has already cast a spell this turn, so it's just going to resolve. Phil will not reveal the top card of the deck. So the top card of the deck is not a 1, it's safe to say. What land do we want? Urza Saga. Okay. It's possible that Wasteland would just be better here. Just get Wasteland, Waste Tundra, and win the game. Well, it's not enough damage on the board currently, but we're getting close. This is turn 2 of extra turns. Urza Saga getting activated pre-combat. Make a construct. Does the Saga come in with 0? Wait, why would it come in with 0? Well, it came in with 0. Oh, wait. Oh, no. No, it comes in with 1. It comes in with 1. Okay, looks like Ghost Quarter is getting fired off now. Twitch chat confusing me. So Swords to Plowshares fired off, and now Ghost Quarter. The timing on this Ghost Quarter is kind of awkward. Phil has already cast a spell. Phil will then take 4, go to 8. So lethal is presented on the board. Looks like Phil has the basic planes in hand, though. So that helps, I guess. Has Deduce. If Terminus is on top of the deck, 2 cards down, can't be, right? Can't cantrip and cast Terminus on Kyle's turn because of Deafening Silence. This is turn 3 of extra turns. Phil trying to figure this out. Is there a way to wipe these 2 constructs off the board? There are 2 on the board right now. There's one in the top center of your screen, which is off the playmat, off the board. 8 power on Kaio's side. Phil is at 8. Trying to figure out how to Terminus. Does Phil have a swords in hand? Can't tell. Yeah, if you crop rotation for a Saga, it just gets its ETB ability and gets a counter as normal. It's when you copy Saga that it has 0 counters on it. Phil revealing the hand here, conceding game 2, so the match will end in a draw. GG's. Deafening Silence, the critical piece for the win. A draw. Wow.